Hello and welcome on in to the Kaplan Field on a very rainy day here on a Saturday afternoon. I am Bob Houck and I'll be taking you through all of today's playoff action. The number 6 seeded University of Mount St. Vincent Dolphins are in town to play your Mount St. Mary College Knights. The Knights, with their best conference record in program history, a historic year coming to a head here on this super duper cruddy afternoon. So, away we go. The Knights and Mount St. Vincent, the Dolphins I should say, familiar foes. This year, the Knights did prevail in a not-so-close contest. So, 11-4, the Knights are all-time against them. In their last meeting, the Knights won 13-3. There we go. Couldn't find my scoring. But Deliciano Nacarado and crew takes on Ella Mayberg and crew. Nacarado with 36 goals on the year, Mayberg with 25. So, should see some fireworks today, though, hopefully, on the Knights side. We'll just wait a minute here for the draw at center field. And we'll get straight into the action. So preface, it is raining a lot, and I don't know how wet the transmitter got, so I hope I'm not hissing too much for you guys. Hopefully I'm coming through just fine. Nevertheless, we square for the draw. Zebra Stripes balances the ball. Whistle goes, and we are clear for takeoff. The Knights win the face-off, and away we go. The Knights in gray, moving towards your left. The Dolphins in blue, moving towards your right. The Knights struggling wrong, going behind the cage here. Right on over to McGowan. McGowan now looking for options. Looking to direct some traffic inside. Takes a shot, gets deflected there. Licardi couldn't quite get it right. Dolphins win the ground ball. As ball is being fought for on the far side here. As the Knights win it back. So, hissing continues to get worse in my ears, though. The Knights do retain possession here. So, Licardi now behind the cage looking for options. On over to McGowan. McGowan now. Looking for options, looking. Tosses it off. Looks inside. Ball gets deflected. Couldn't find her. McKenna Riki comes out on top with it. Looking for options. Can't quite get it away. Does. So a tale of two sides the same coin this year. Riki with 114 goals against this year compared to the Mount's 105 goals against this year, though the Mount have scored 125, Vincent only 72. So both teams let in a fair amount of goals, though the Mount does score quite a bit more. Nacarado cruises her way in, gets it off to McGowan. McGowan now back up top to Hansen. Hansen over to De Leon. De Leon goes behind the cage. So the Knights taking their time. Licardi now with it. Full shot clock to work with. 13 minutes in, counting. Senior now looking. Dumps it back off to McGowan. McGowan looking for options. Can't quite find them. Looks inside. Hansen can't quite control it. Looking to win the ground ball. Doesn't. As the ball is continuing to bounce around. The Dolphins looking to secure it. And they do. Riki once again. Riki running out of the zone. Needs to get it past the halfway line. And does. The Dolphins now in transition. Trucking down the other way goes Mayberg. Mayberg, the leading goal scorer for the Dolphins. Off she goes. So now the Dolphins take their time. Mayberg cutting in, looking for a shot, gets checked. Ball's loose. Mayberg wins it right back. Goes behind the cage here. The Dolphins will reset. Knights playing some stout defense thus far. 35 and counting on the shot clock. Another poke as the Knights are looking to win the ground ball. They get it, and a whistle is called. Whistle blown as we will get a penalty shot for the Dolphins. Or not quite, my bad. Reset of play. Spoil tries to cut in. Or Gurley tries to cut in. Looks for options. Can't quite get him. 15 counting for on the shot clock. Ball gets deflected. Knights looking to win the ground ball. And they do. Nacarado in transition, running. Finds De Leon in the midfield. She's all by herself. She's got nothing but space. A jailbreak the other way for the gray and blue. She keeps charging. Looking to go behind the cage is De Leon. De Leon slows up. Gets it back door to McGowan. McGowan now. Looking for cutters inside. Doesn't quite get him. Cuts around. Looking back inside. Gets deflected. And the Dolphins win the ground ball. They'll go the other way with it now. Yule charging up towards midfield as she's getting swarmed by attackers. Ball is smoked by Senior. She looks to win the ground ball. Green card is issued to Azimova. As the Knights will go on a player up advantage here for a minute, and we'll see how the power play fares. Knights looking to get themselves started here early. 10:15 remaining in the first period. Gets it up top to Nacarado. Nacarado now. Gets checked and loses it as the Dolphins win the ground ball. Charging up field. Goes Yule. Yule. Boyle charging. Still going. Looking for options. Slows down. Checks it off. And we will reset. Carrillo throws back door to Marcos. Marcos now back to Carrillo. As the player up advantage will dissipate. And a successful penalty kill for the Dolphins. Charging in goes Boyle. Boyle took one off the floor. Didn't quite get it. Curley there fit for the task. Her first action of the day. Ball trickles away from Shannon. Though it is harmlessly corralled by Liccardi. Liccardi charges in. Has some gray shirts in support in the middle. She will reset behind the cage. Goes to McGowan. McGowan now. Looking to cut around, wants a shot, doesn't quite take it. Continues to move, gets it up top to Hansen. Hansen couldn't quite control it. De Leon now. Gets it over to Shannon. Shannon, now backdoor. Liccardi with it now. Looks for attacker inside, shoots, scores! Shannon McGowan gets the scoring started early here as the Knights take a 1-0 advantage with 8 minutes left in the first period. So the fireworks show the Knights offense gets started off with a flare here. So the Knights will pull ahead, and they will look to maintain this advantage here at home. So the Dolphins now reeling, looking to get up off the mat here on the road. I believe the weird noises that was happening, I think the transmitter was wet. I think they've gone away. So I think I'm okay now. Don't really have anyone to spot check me on the actual stream, though we will hope for the best and continue to move forward. So the Knights don't cash in on the player up advantage, though. At full strength, they said, we'll just do it anyways and score. McGowan with a wonderful cut inside, goes top shelf, gets it right past the extended arms of Riki. So the Knights find themselves into an advantage and win another face-off. So sort of lost it, though, got it off the ground ball anyways. Senior charging in. Waits, looks, tries to go back inside again, looking for that inside cutter, couldn't quite find it. As Gurley will corral it and try and get out of there, defended closely by Nacarado. She keeps going. She is past the midway line now. Getting swarmed there, though, gets the ball off. The Dolphins now charging in. Gets it back behind the cage. So we'll take a breather here. Meberg trots around with it. Looks to try and get inside, getting swarmed, can't get the shot off. Continues to get swarmed, falls down, still has the ball somehow. As a push, I believe, is called, and I believe a penalty shot will be awarded. So Ella Meberg with 25 regular season tallies looks to get a postseason tally here as she takes a step back, doesn't take the shot, and she'll reset possession. So had the opportunity, got swarmed. 45 and counting on the shot clock for the Dolphins. Getting swarmed once again. A near triple team on Meberg as the Knights are having none of it. Ground ball bouncing around. Knights haven't quite won it. Dolphins win it back. Another whistle is had as we will reset play from just outside the 18-yard box. Isabel Gurley stands over it. She's getting swarmed up top. The Knights defense potent thus far. As it is picked off, and in transition goes Senior. Senior gets it up top to Licardi. Licardi now. Jailbreak with multiple jerseys behind her. Charges up field, wants to take her time, don't need to rush it. Get a full 75 in counting seconds. McGowan now charges in, the lone goal scorer. Wants to shoot, doesn't quite take it. Maybe didn't want to shoot. Gets it back up top to Nakarado. Nakarado, the junior midfielder, looking to get herself on the tally today as she leads the team in goals, as I previously had mentioned. So we will be looking out for number 16 on the goal scoring sheet today. Back up top to McGowan. A 6-foot-tall attacker. A very, very dangerous frame there in the attacking area as the ball gets deflected off a pass and the Knights lose it. The Dolphins win it back. So Riki going the other way as she's getting swarmed by Nakarado. Very efficient forecheck from the Knights. Ball trickles around and gets its way up to Gurley. So Gurley now back in transition. Looks to find Meberg, though. Meberg missed the pass. Looks to be she'll win the ground ball, though. Swarmed in the far corner by Faston and Eves. The midfield and defense of the Knights doing very well so far to maintain this attack of Mount St. Vincent. Up top to Burnett. On over to Carrillo. Carrillo looks to cut inside. Off the right hand, not getting anything. Marcos now gets it back up top to Burnett. Burnett. We've got lots of cars coming by, interrupting our broadcast. Benefits of being on the street, literally. Carrillo now. Looking to make a move back behind. Gets poke checked. Oh, too much contact is had and a foul is called. So we'll reset from just behind the cage. 25 seconds and counting left on the game on the shot clock. Game clock 4:30. Going back inside, charging, shooting. Just wide. Curley snares it, and she gets it back up top to De Leon. De Leon couldn't quite corral it. Picked off by Marcos. Marcos now in transition. Sprinting to the end line. Oh, that's Milicio. I apologize. The 1 and the 7 looked extremely similar. The font of Mount St. Vincent's jerseys is very strange. I apologize there. As I'm mistaking my numbers, and we will take a timeout here. So Mount St. Mary retains possession on defense, gets it back, and we'll take just a moment here to step away from the action. Don't go anywhere. 1-0 Knights when we're back from the break. So we will soon resume from the timeout. As previously mentioned, a tale of two sides of one coin. Goalie Peyton Curley for the Knights has only allowed 8 goals on average this year compared to McKenna Ricci of the Dolphins, who's allowed 10 goals on average this year. So definitely two solid tenders, though. Curley just a hint below Ricci's mark. As I hear a little bit of squeaking coming back to my headset, I hope broadcast doesn't hear it too much. As we were just back underway, Curley lets it fly, gets it back up top, as we'll charge forward here. Valente charging into the zone, chooses not to take her options, makes a nifty move. A little bit of a toe drag, gets it off to Senior back to Hansen. Hansen over to De Leon back door to McGowan. McGowan now looking for options. Behind the net, looking for the cutter inside. Ricci says none of that. She snares it out of the air and tries to fling it to the midfield, though gets away from Gurley. Well, not quite. As Meberg grabs it and runs in transition. So now Gurley has it. I was mistaking her for Asimova. She walks forward, gets it off to Boyle. Boyle now, looking for options. Back on over to Carrillo. Carrillo now. Gets it up top to Boyle. Boyle. Swings it to Burnett. Burnett looking for options. Taking on Valente. Switches to the left. Wants the shot. Takes it. Scores. Burnett takes the one-on-one with the freshman Valente and just charges straight in. Takes it off the left hand. And snares a top bin shot straight past Curley. As we are all knotted up here at 1. 2:48 remaining in the first. My goodness. An impressive solo play there as Vincent claws their way back into this. Or I shouldn't say claws, though they have been putting in a whole lot of work on that offensive front. So back to a level game here. The draw set up in the middle. As we will get straight back into it. As the Knights win it. Senior snares it out of the air. She charges forward. Has a couple gray jerseys in support. She'll go behind the cage. Checks it down to McGowan. McGowan now. Looking for inside cutters. Doesn't quite find them. The Mount very keen on finding that slot inside from behind the cage. Now back up top to De Leon. Over to Shannon. Shannon now. McGowan looking for inside help. He gets snared again by Ricci, though. Loose ground ball. Ball gets flung. McGowan first on and looking to win it, and she does. Defended closely by Yule. And she gets it over to De Leon. De Leon. Now back behind the cage to Licardi. Licardi looking for cutters. Doesn't quite find him. Finds McGowan. McGowan wanted to shoot. Didn't quite take it. Makes a nifty move. Still doesn't take the shot. Gets back off to Licardi. Licardi looking for options. Finds Hansen. Hansen now. Looks for an inside cutter. Gets picked off as Gurley grabs it. Sprinting in transition. The Knights looking to get back here as Vincent bearing down on defense. And finding a nifty transition here as they got a little bit of a jailbreak. Meberg looked for the backdoor pass. Curley having none of it. She picks it off. Getting swarmed by 2 Dolphins. And flings it out of bounds. As Meberg gets straight back in transition. Takes the shot and Curley snares it. She says, I'll give you the ball back and you still won't score. A minute left here. As the Knights look to get back into the offensive front. Senior gets it out to Licardi. Licardi now has options. We'll wait for them to populate the area. Less than a minute left in the first period. Gets it back to McGowan. McGowan now looking for options. Tosses it over to Shannon. Shannon now back up to Hansen. Hansen. Up top of Nacarado. Nacarado, team's leading goal scorer. Shot clock is off, so they can take up the entire period with this possession. Nacarado cuts inside. Has 5 blue bodies on her. Doesn't take the shot. Smartly so. Got it over to Senior. Senior now back to Licardi. Senior now again with it. Over to Licardi. Licardi makes a move. Gets it over to Senior. Senior looks to make another move. Doesn't quite get it. 10 seconds left. Got to get a shot off here. As she's getting swarmed in the far corner. Gets it over to De Leon. De Leon gets swatted. De Leon now has it. 2 seconds left. And that'll be the end of the period. So some very good defense. Some solid offense from both sides as we are knotted at 1 apiece in this Skyline Conference playoff match here in Kaplan Field. Don't go anywhere, folks, as we'll be back in just a minute. So the period breaking out here in just a moment here. As both sides resume their spots in the field, we will flip the directions of attack. As the Knights will now attack to the right, the Dolphins now to the left. So welcome on in if you're just joining us. My name is Bob Hauk, taking you through all of today's action in this Skyline Conference playoff match. The number 3 seeded Mount St. Mary College and the number 6 seeded University of Mount St. Vincent Dolphins. The winner of this game will play this upcoming Wednesday at Farmingdale State. So whoever conquers today's rainy match will go ram hunting on Wednesday as we resume here with a fresh period as the gray and blue take control of the ball. So they have 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Got to get a shot off. I apologize for my lack of knowledge. I did not realize shot clock carried over through the period. So the Knights still had possession, only had 10 seconds, couldn't get a shot off. As a green card is flashed, as Mount St. Vincent will get a player up advantage. Shannon McGowan will sit in the sin bin for just a minute here. So the Knights couldn't cash in on their power play. We'll see if the Dolphins can cash in on theirs. Play will resume. Riki has the ball and will look to advance the rock. Flares it into open space, gets picked off by Nacarado. Nacarado now charging forward. She'll take her time. Gets inside. Takes a shot. Deflects away. Senior there was open in the slot. Couldn't quite find the nylon. As the Knights will resume still. Down a player, though eating away all of his power play. Knockerado up top to Hansen. Hansen now looking for options. Finds Senior inside. She shoots. She scores! The Knights down a player. Find the go-ahead goal as they extend it to 2-1. Wow! So the Knights pick off an errant pass from Riki. Do not give the power play back. And Senior cuts inside and rips one from the slot. Gets it straight past the extended stick head of McKenna Riki. As now the Knights lead 2-1. 13:49 remaining here. As on the road, Vincent will now have to look to try and tie this game up again. So some entertaining action here in this first half. A very tightly contested game. Far more contested than the 13-3 victory the Knights had earlier in this season. As we will square off again for the draw. This ball gets flared up in the air. As both teams are fighting to win the ground ball. The Knights win it. Licardi now charging forward. After the Knights just scored to go ahead while they were a player down, looking to extend that lead and up the damage, though Sofia Marcos grabs a loose ball and charges forward. She keeps going, has no support thus yet, finds it. Boyle running around and gets it back to Riki. Riki now. Fires one way upfield, finds Meberg. Meberg now couldn't quite corral it, does now. As the Knights' forecheck is not letting Vincent advance whatsoever. As the ball gets ricocheted again in open space. As both sides looking to win the ground ball. And Vincent does. A nifty move is made. And the ball is tossed off to Boyle. Boyle now charging forward. Looking for options. She'll take her time. 40 seconds and counting left on the shot clock. Azimova now up top. Finds Carrillo. Carrillo now gets it off to Meberg. 25 and counting now. Gets Gurley out wide. Gurley now looking for options. Nothing quite yet opening up. Burnett, the lone goal scorer. See if she elects to take a one-on-one. She doesn't. She makes a cut inside. Gurley now looking to take the one-on-one. Gets it off to Boyle. Boyle now getting tightly defended. The ball gets ricocheted as the Knights look to win the ground ball, and they do. So a gnarly whack of the head. You can't do that. The Knights will retain possession after they won it. As someone from the peanut gallery here on the road yells, "It's not boys lacrosse. You can't do that. You're not wearing actual helmets." So Boyle gets a little bit too eager to get the ball back. As we will resume play, and the Knights are a lady up for just a minute here as they charge forward into the offensive zone. Valente gets it off. McGowan now loses it but gets it back. Takes her time and cruises forward. She goes back behind the cage to Licardi. Gets her over to Senior. Senior, the most recent goal scorer, gets it up top to the leading goal scorer. Knockerado. Knockerado back inside to the Senior. Senior looks for the shot, just wide. Gets deflected as the ball will still stay on the offensive zone for the Knights. The Knights looking to quickly resume this one. McGowan now. No cutters inside. Finds Knockerado. Knockerado has it. She shoots, just wide. So two very dangerous shots get ripped from the Knights, though nothing just yet. Looks for the inside cut again. Knockerado's inside, though she gets smoked. As McGowan gets smoked as well, as a foul will be called, and I believe a penalty shot for the Knights, as they will look to go up 3-1. So they lose the advantage, though. McGowan will have a free go at the net here. So McGowan and Riki to square off one-on-one. Lets it fly. Riki snares it. So McGowan like to go top shelf. And Riki said, "Those cookies are mine." The Knights still get possession back as they'll get a full 90 here in the offensive zone. as they reset and get it back into play. Ball gets deflected, though. Valente still grabs it. She'll wait, look for a cut inside. A few moving bodies, elects not to pass it. Gets it off to Senior. Senior back up top to Nacarado. Nacarado makes a move. Can't quite get inside. Gets hit again. There's another foul will be called. So Vincent showing a little bit of their undisciplined side here, as they've had 3 consecutive fouls go against them. Gurley now will serve a minute in the sin bin. 2 minutes in the sin bin. That's a yellow card infraction. So a little bit too much contact. As now Nacarado will have a go with Riki. Riki now already positive on 1 duel, as she'll face another one. Nacarado decides to take a step back, and they'll take the full 2-minute advantage here. So now back up top to McGowan. McGowan looking to make a move inside. She does. She keeps going. She shoots. Gets saved, though the Knights retain possession. De Leon all the way back up top to Hansen. So Hansen now, extremely quick forward, looks around, gets smoked. As she loses the ball, the call is made and it stays with the Knights. Nacarado resumes it, looks to make a move inside, doesn't quite get there. Looks back door. Well, Cardi looks to make a move, can't quite get it off. McGowan now wants the shot, keeps going, gets poke checked. Nacarado now shoots and scores! So the player up advantage goes the way of the Knights. They cash in as the leading goal scorer. Feliciana Nacarado gets herself on the scoreboard to go up 3-1. 9 minutes left in the second period here, as the Knights still have another minute of player up advantage, along with the 2-goal advantage. So Riki standing tall for as long as humanly possible, but finally the shot total just got to where the Knights have been out shooting the Dolphins by a country mile, as the pressure continues to build up here, as there is timeout called on the field, and we'll take just a moment away here. So the action getting even more exciting, as the Knights have a 2-goal advantage going into this timeout here. Don't go anywhere, folks, for some more Skyline Conference playoff action. So we get a full timeout. Both teams deliberating how they want to play this following minute, as the Knights will go a player up here for 1 more minute, and the Vincent Dolphins still a player down for 1 more minute. So if you're just joining us, welcome on in. The Knights just scored to make it 3-1 in the Skyline Conference playoff action. My name is Bob Houck, taking you through all of today's Skyline Conference play. So, a very, very rainy and not so great day here, though we play through it. Doesn't really matter when you're on turf. Nevertheless, the draw here, and we're cleared for more takeoff from the tarmac. So the ball trickling around as Vincent wins the ground ball. Boyle makes a shifty move as she keeps sprinting through. Checked it off to Burnett. Burnett, the lone goal scorer from today, if you missed it. So the teams combined for 2 goals in the first period alone, as the Knights have matched that total just on their own in the second period. As there's some excessive contact, the green card will be shown to Senior. She'll get a 1-minute infraction, as we'll be level for 21 seconds. So to see minutes, that's not really how that works. As Vincent maintains possession, full shot clock to work with. Burnett wins the ground ball, though she's getting harassed in the corner. Boyle now looking around for options. Gets it back to Burnett. Burnett now taking her time. Game is slowed down exponentially, as now player up advantage will be in effect for 30 seconds and counting for the Dolphins. As Gurley looks to make a move inside, Knights not having any of it. They check inside to Meeberg, though she couldn't get a shot off, as the ball trickles harmlessly to Curley, and the Knights should eat up the rest of this player down advantage. DeLeon gets to the midfield. She charges forward. Looks for options. As Alicia was having none of that. Nevertheless, McGowan now with it behind the cage, looking for cutters inside. Elects not to take the option she has. She'll slow down play now. 7 minutes remaining in the game clock. 60 on the shot clock. McGowan now looking. Checks up top to DeLeon. So Knights also electing to slow the game down. There's a pretty quick pace got going as the Knights score 2 consecutive off of player down and player up advantages. Looks inside of McGowan. Ball gets deflected. Oh, Nacarado looking to win the ground ball on the far side. She does. Tries to make a move around. She keeps running. She looks for options inside. She finds one. Senior keeps going. As she got bottled up in the inside, though the ball is picked off. The Knights going back in transition now. They'll slow down Nacarado, standing at the point. Gets it off to McGowan. McGowan at the top of the key, back over to Nacarado. Nacarado off to Hansen. DeLeon has it down towards the corner, over to Shannon. Gonna get back to Licardi. Licardi over to Senior. Senior looking for options, throws it to the top of the key. And we'll take a hard reset here. So McGowan stands at the top of the point, looking to make a move. Can't quite find any cutters just yet. Does, finds Nacarado. Nacarado can't quite get the shot off, though she snared an errant pass out of the air. Looking for options, gets one not quite inside. As that ball gets trickled out, though, Senior will win the ground ball, as she had little to no contest to it. McGowan looks to charge in, gets the ball ripped, though Senior still gets it back, gets it to Hansen. Hansen now makes a shifty move, tries to get inside, as an infraction is called, delayed penalty, as the Knights still have it. Looking inside is DeLeon, couldn't quite get a shot off. Hansen loses it, though the infraction is called. So Nacarado will get another free go at Riki. So I apologize. Ball is given off to DeLeon. DeLeon will get a go with Riki. Riki already one for one on P shots today. DeLeon cuts inside, takes a shot, gets snared up by Riki, make it 2 for 2. A wonderful interception by Fassett as a whistle is blown. And a green card is shown for Fassett. So player up advantage for 1 minute for the Dolphins. They have 4:30 left in the second period. As Gurley charges forward into open space, though gray jerseys do surround her. Boyle now with it. Tosses it off to Carrillo. Carrillo. Gets it back door. To Meberg. Meberg now looking for options. Foes inside to Burnett. Burnett shoots. She scores. Air Jordan from the top shelf. And she finds the bottom corner past Curley to make this a 3-2 ball game. Wow. So Burnett finding herself on the scoreboard twice today, keeping the Dolphins in this game. The 5'5" senior from Plano, Texas, decides she'll do it herself. So less than 4 minutes remaining in the second here as the Knights cling to a 3-2 lead. Do have to say, junior goalkeeper McKenna Riki has certainly kept this from being a blowout. She has been lights out in net today between those pipes, as the Knights could have most certainly scored well more than 3 goals thus far in this match. Riki been very fit to the task here on a rainy away day. So another draw here at the midfield circle. Ball gets sent up in the air as the Knights win it, and Nacarado charges forward. Nacarado resets behind the net, full 80 seconds to work with for the Knights. Gets it off to Licardi, over to McGowan. McGowan now. Looking for her options. Sees cutters inside, doesn't take it. Gets one back door. The shot is ricocheted, though it is gobbled up by Riki. Riki once again making another save. I'll have to report after halftime how many saves this girl has today, because she has been nails. The ball gets picked off in the midfield, though. That part has been the only gripe about Riki's play today, has been her outlet passing. As Shannon resumes the yellow rubber and goes behind the cage. Puts it up top to Senior. Senior now to McGowan. McGowan, quarterback of the offense, getting it off to Hanson. Over to Shannon. Shannon now back door to Licardi. Licardi getting pressured. Looking to find options. Gets it to McGowan again. 2:40 and counting left in the half. 55 and counting left on the shot clock. Hanson gets it over to McGowan. McGowan gets it inside to Nacarado. Nacarado couldn't find the shot, getting swarmed by blue bodies. Gets the ball off to Senior. Senior now looking to charge in. Gets it back inside to Nacarado. She gets poke checked as another whistle is called. So another infraction as another one-on-one will be had for Nacarado and Riki. Nacarado ducked the shot last time as Riki's 2 for 2 on P shots today. As we'll get into another duel here, the Knights looking to extend their lead. Nacarado charges in. She shoots. Riki saves again. So less than 2 minutes left here as Riki has saved 3 penalty shots today. Oh my God. Get past her if you can. I don't know if you will, as Vincent had a clear-cut opportunity on the transition. Marcos couldn't quite corral it behind the net. Otherwise, she would have had a clear one-on-one with Curley. As Facet resets it, and Curley will take her time. Or not Facet, Eves, I apologize. As the Knights lose it in midfield, 1:20 left. As Senior with a gnarly swing at the stick of Burnett. Gets the ball to pry loose, though Burnett just picks it straight back up. So we have a minute left. So the shot clock just ahead of the game clock. As Vincent can take up all the time they need with about 45 and counting here in the second half. 3-2 is your scoreline. As Vincent looks to knot this up going into the halftime break. Top to Burnett. Burnett now looking for options. Works around the screen, not a hard one. Looks for cutters inside, doesn't quite take it. Boyle now by herself. Not getting around the extended stick of Hansen. Hansen swarms the ball, though Burnett gets it back. Gets it off to Gurley. Gurley now loses the ball. As a great defensive effort from Hansen has led to this ball getting put in open field. Hansen looking to win the ground ball. As she does, and that'll wind the clock down as we go into the halftime. 3-2 is your scoreline. So the Knights lighting up the shot total, though McKenna Riki certainly snuffing out any opportunity to go ahead by more than 2 goals, as the Knights lead by just 1, 3-2, as we will take a little bit of a break here. Don't go anywhere, folks, for some more Skyline Conference playoff action. I've been Bob Houck, and I'll be back in just a moment. So welcome back on in to Kaplan Field for the second half of this Skyline Conference playoff matchup between your Mount St. Mary College Knights and the University of Mount St. Vincent Dolphins. If you're just joining us, welcome on in. My name is Bob Houck, and I'm taking you whistle to whistle for all of today's action. The Knights leading 3-2 at the half, though could be a lot worse. So McKenna Riki has faced 11 shots on goal, the goaltender for the Dolphins. She has made 8 saves on those, compared to the 3 shots on goal that Peyton Curley has faced. So this game could be far more out of hand than it is currently. McKenna Riki certainly on one, as the kids say, but she's come here on the road with every intention to win this ball game. So the Knights and Dolphins switching sides once again. The Knights will be attacking to your left, Dolphins to your right. Knights in gray, the Dolphins in navy blue. As we're underway here in just a moment. Green means go as we get into the second half. So the draw gets thrown straight up in the air as both teams looking to win the ground ball, as Vincent does. So Gurley wins it as she gets swarmed by 3 gray bodies. Green card is immediately shown to Antonia Liccardi. So as soon as we get into second half action, the Knights going a player down, as the Dolphins will get a minute up advantage. Gurley with a little bit of a spinorama as she continues to run forward. Gets through 3 different defenders. As an errant pass finds its way to Burnett. Burnett, the 2-time goal scorer today. Keeping the Dolphins in this game. So some passes around the back of the cage. Curlo with it currently. Over to Burnett. Burnett now. On up top to Azimova. Azimova at the point by herself. 20 seconds and counting on the player up advantage. The penalty kill been very efficient for the Knights thus far. As they cut inside here, the ball gets ricocheted as a foul is called and a shot will be had. As Burnett looking to be a hat-trick hero today. Curley looking to face the penalty shot. As Burnett charges in, doesn't take it. And we are at full strength here on both sides. Meberg gets it back door. When she receives it back, looks to make a move inside, wants the shot, can't get it off. 15 seconds and counting on the shot clock. Got to get something away here. Meberg getting heavily guarded. She tries to move inside, wants the shot, still can't get it. 5 seconds and counting, takes the shot, whistles wide. The ball's going to stay here with the Dolphins, and the shot clock's going to wind down. As the Knights with a potent penalty kill to start the half. So Knights getting in transition here. Gets it just past the extended stick of the Vincent attacker. So the Knights tried to charge forward as they got pickpocketed. Swarming Vincent for the ball as some excessive contact is made, and it goes the way of Vincent. So a little bit of a crazy sequence there. As Burnett resumes possession, and Vincent will charge forward here. De Leon in heavy contest on the forecheck. Riki now with it. She fires one way up top to Gurley. Gurley had it initially and lost it. Gets it back again, makes another move. Gurley, an extremely shifty attacker, has been sprinting all over the field of play today. Gets it out wide to Boyle. Boyle now charging forward. Has some options. Chooses to take it back to Meberg. Meberg looking for cutters inside, not finding anything just yet. Hardly any off-ball movement from Vincent. Electing to take much of their one-on-ones, though Meberg gets it, shoots in, and is saved. So just as I was saying, there's no off-ball movement. Meberg makes a cut inside, gets a shot one-on-one with Curley, and Curley says, nah. As the score stays the same. So De Leon trying to get out of the zone, getting swarmed by multiple Vincent attackers as she loses it. Azimova is charging forward, keeps on going. She will take her time and curl around towards the back of the cage. Out wide, gets it back up top to Boyle, and they'll reset. So 75 and counting on the shot clock. Gurley tries to make a move inside, gets pushed out of the way. Meberg looking to post up, also loses the ball. So the Knights losing her on ball, and Vincent gets it back. So Gurley now still with it. Back up top to Boyle. On over to Azimova. Over to Marcos. Marcos now looking for options. Goes back to Meberg. So the team's leading goal scorer, been very quiet today, though she's had some threatening opportunities. Looking to direct some traffic. Gets it over to Burnett. Burnett now looking for her options. A lot of movement inside the crease. Inside the slot, I should say. Gets it into Meberg. Meberg wants the shot. Can't quite get it off. Has to move back out. Finds Gurley cutting inside, but she loses it. So Curley grabs it as she just rolls it away to safety, as Senior will grab it and try and get that out of the zone. So another great defensive possession from the Knights. The defense has stepped up huge here in the playoffs. Doesn't matter how you win, you just got to get the W and advance. So the Knights now looking to maintain this lead. Charging forward is De Leon. We get it off to Liccardi. Liccardi now goes back to the behind the cage of McGowan. McGowan, extremely tall frame, able to see over the pipes and find those inside passes with a huge point of release. Nacarado now at the top of the key looking for options, gets it off to Liccardi. Checks back to McGowan. Looks for the inside cutter, can't quite find it. So Nacarado gets it right back. Nacarado finds McGowan, man inside. McGowan shoots, she scores! Gets back on the goal tally once again to make it 4-2 Knights. A wonderful cut inside the slot as McGowan lets it fly. Gets it past the extended stick head of Riki. So some wonderful off-ball movement as the Knights stay sturdy on defense and find some attack on offense. 9:08 remaining on the game clock here in the third period. So Shannon McGowan, the senior from Farmingdale. So ironically, where they'll be going if this score stands, Shannon McGowan finds her second tally of the day, the first multi-goal scorer for the Knights. So the Knights usually a pretty high-powered offensive team. Not quite finding that footing today, though they are still ahead. They have not lost the lead all game. So Nacarado now in transition, loses the ball, gets it back. I should say since the beginning of the second period, the Knights have been ahead all game. They did score first. Vincent drew level, and then the Knights went ahead and have not given it up. So a long pass up to see Liccardi. There we go. She looks to get down in the low slot, gets it off to Shannon. Shannon loses it, and it'll harmlessly roll to Riki. So Riki eating up a whole bunch of shot clock, looking for options. Continues to walk it out. Because now she does get it forward to Boyle. Boyle finds it off the bounce. Finds it off the bounce. She's charging forward. She has a clear-cut shot to the goal. She keeps going. She won't take the shot. Gets it back door, shoots, and scores. Ivana Carrillo finds it in the lower pocket as Vincent will not go down easily. Oh, my goodness. So Ricky nearly put the entire field to sleep, holding the ball so long. Gets it off of the 60-second mark. Boyle snares it off the bounce and gets a sensational transition goal off to Ivana Carrillo. So timeout to the Knights. Mike Lau and crew will deliberate on how to bear down here with this 1-goal lead, as Vincent's getting fired up on their side. And we'll be back in just a moment here. Don't go anywhere. So both teams break from their huddles. Welcome back on in, and welcome in if you're just joining us. Bob Houck on the call for this Skyline Conference playoff action between your Mount St. Mary College Knights and the Mount St. Vincent Dolphins. So the Dolphins just coming off a goal, and the Knights took a timeout immediately. So 4-3 is your scoreline. The Knights still leading by just a tally. So we got 7 minutes and 24 seconds left in the third period. So we've reignited. Knights immediately win the draw, as there's some heavy contact between Azimova and Hansen. Azimova will serve a 1-minute penalty. The Knights will get a player up advantage here for 60 seconds. So Nakarada stands over in the midfield. The Knights will look to capitalize here on the power play. Gets it off to Senior. Senior now charging forward. Gets past 3 defenders. Gets into Lacardi. Lacardi back door to McGowan. McGowan, the 2-time goal scorer today. Been rather important to the active score of the game. Nakarado wants to shoot, doesn't quite take it. A foul is called. Does Nakarado get another opportunity to get a one-on-one with Riki? Riki has made 3 saves on penalty shots today. Nakarado looks not to take McGowan all by herself. She shoots just wide. Looked to rip one top corner. Couldn't quite pick the pocket. As the Knights will look to find some nylon here with 5 seconds of player up advantage. .6:30 left in the period. The Knights resume from behind the cage. McGowan now looking for cutters inside. Can't quite find them. Gets Nakarado. Nakarado now looking to make a move. Gets it back door to Senior. Senior shoots. She scores! Casey Senior gets it in the slot, makes a wonderful spin move, and rips a top shelf straight past Riki to make it 5-3 Knights. So just those few seconds of player up advantage, the Knights take advantage of as they maintain their lead here in what's becoming a pretty good match. Some minor fireworks here. As there's 6:15 left in the period. So Senior, the second highest goal scorer this year with 23 tallies, finds herself a second tally in this game. Knights win the draw. Senior charging forward, tries to get the spin move, gets poke checked. As Vincent gets it back, and they'll take their time. Riki now looking to find options. Looks to go short to Boyle. Boyle now looking to get around Lacardi. She does. She keeps charging forward. She's not contested by anyone. She keeps going. She goes inside, doesn't take the shot, and goes back door to Marcos. Marcos now. Looks for Meberg, cutting inside. Couldn't quite get the transition, though. Burnett swallows it up, gets back inside. Shots available for Gurley. She flings it over the net. Wow, a dangerous opportunity there for the Dolphins as it goes astray. They'll resume from the back of the cage. Charging in was Azimova. Gurley now gets it, goes to Meberg. Meberg still scoreless today. Getting bundled up. Finds Burnett inside. A wonderful save from Curley. Oh my goodness. Burnett was looking for the fadeaway. She found success on it before. Curley read it this time. As the Knights in transition, De Leon charging forward with a few jerseys in support. Oh my God. What a save by Curley to maintain the scoreline as it is. De Leon charges behind the cage, gets it off to Lacardi. Lacardi now over to McGowan. Up top to Senior. Senior charges in. Doesn't take the shot. Didn't get an opening for it. As McGowan now will resume from near the top of the key. She gets it off to Nacarado. Nacarado now taking her time. So the game's slowing down quite a bit after some intense transition between both teams. Pump fakes inside. Still looking for Cutter. Finds one. Shoots! Oh my goodness. Shannon had a shot. She let one fly. Boy, did she. And rips it off the floor and out of bounds, so the Knights still maintain possession. Has McGowan up top. McGowan elects to not take the 1v1. Gets a cut inside. Nacarado shoots. Deflects out of play. Knights still on it. 15 seconds and counting here on the shot clock. Got to get another one off. Senior looking for cutters inside. Finds Nacarado at the top of the key. Nacarado with the hezzy step. The shot clock has been partially reset, so 45 and counting here for the Knights. Looks inside again. Ball gets ricocheted. The ground ball can't quite be won, as some contact is made inside the box. It seems to be some words being exchanged or something of the sort, though looks to be De Leon has been punished for some excessive contact. There will be a 1-minute punishment for it. And Vincent will go player up for just 60 seconds as they get a bit of a break there. So Eve Shannon gets a gnarly shot off through the slot, though she doesn't quite find the goal. And Vincent nearly finds their way out of a phenomenal defensive possession. I should say a shaky defensive possession that has turned into a phenomenal one, as they are a player up here for 30 full seconds. With possession of the ball behind the cage. Meberg looks to cut inside. Ball gets swallowed up as Curley claims it. And she flings it out. And Senior charges forward, has a few attackers in support of her. Eve to her right, Lacardi to her left. Or should I say Shannon to her right, Lacardi to her left. McGowan sitting right behind the cage, waiting for her attackers to get into position. Looking for people to cut inside, doesn't quite find it. De Leon has been released from the sin bin. Finds Nacarado up top. Gets it off to Hansen. Hansen now back to Nacarado. Nacarado looks to make a move inside. She does. Can't quite find an opening. Gets it off to McGowan. McGowan fakes the shot. Keeps going. Elects not to take it. Minute and 40 left on the game clock here. As some screaming is being had here. Coach Lau is not happy. Shouting for a call that I believe they got. So De Leon now gets a free go at the net. So I believe they wanted a card to be shown to the infractor, though. We will get an opportunity here as De Leon elects to not take a shot. Riki has been red hot in between those pipes on the free goes, or free passes, I suppose. I don't know if they actually call penalty shots because you don't have to shoot it. Nacarado now looking around for options. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Got to get something off. Off to McGowan. McGowan up top the key by herself. Looks for a cutter inside. It deflects and in. Oh, my God. A heat seeker from way downtown from McGowan finds its way to the back of the net as the Knights go up 6-3 with 30 seconds left in the third period. From a different area code. Whoa. I wish we had instant replay here, though we don't have that much of a production budget. Though it seemed to be the shot went off a Riki's stick and fell into the net, or it took a deflection. Nevertheless, it's in the back of the nylon, and McGowan has herself a hat trick. So McGowan makes it 6-3 for the Knights as we are going to head into this fourth period. Knights more than likely to be leading. So a gnarly ground ball here, trickling all over the place. Both teams can't quite secure it. As another call is made, and it will go into the direction of the Dolphins. 10 seconds and counting here in the quarter, or period. As Milicio is charging forward, 4 seconds left. They will maintain the shot clock possession as long as they don't give it up. And there it goes. So 77 seconds on the shot clock here. Once we get back into the fourth period, Vincent will be on the attack. So don't go anywhere. Knights leading 6-3 in this playoff game, looking to advance and play Farmingdale on Wednesday. We'll be back in just a moment. So we will be resuming play here in just a moment. As the Knights lead 6-3 going into this fourth period. As we will switch sides once again, the Knights now attacking to your right, the Dolphins attacking to your left. So an insurance goal at the end of the third as Shannon McGowan found a heat seeker from way downtown that resulted in a 6-3 advantage. As the Knights look to cling on to this lead for 15 more miles and advance to the semifinals on Wednesday. 77 seconds on the shot clock as the Dolphins will resume possession on offense. Taking their time here, just going to have to find a one goal at a time, though you are going to have to move with haste. You only got one period to make it up. It's an extremely different game from earlier in the year where the Knights put up a 13-piece and stifled the Dolphins for only 3. Dolphins keeping this one far more closer. We're in the playoffs, it just means more. Gurley inside, loses the ball, had a clear-cut shot at Curley. As Vincent will maintain possession, though, wow. A huge goal-scoring opportunity gets thrown away. As Gurley will resume the play. Up top to Boyle. Boyle over to Marcos. Marcos now. Top of the key by herself. Finds Ezimova trying to cut inside, though the ball got deflected. Passes errant, goes straight back to Burnett. As the shot clock will fully reset. When it's getting the defensive stop, we'll have to do it all over again. Meeberg working behind the net here. Senior in the coverage. Gurley looking to curl around. Getting harassed. Looks to get inside there. Was looking for Boyle back door. Nakarado's having none of it. Hanson looking to win the ground ball. Can't quite find it. As the ball will stay with the Dolphins. If you're just joining us, welcome on into this playoff action. My name is Bob Hauk, and I've been on the call through this rainy Saturday afternoon. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. The Knights still leading here with 13 minutes remaining in the fourth period, as the Dolphins are on attack, looking to get themselves back into this game. Gurley looking to get around Senior. Senior pokes the ball free, and Curley snares it. She flings it upfield towards De Leon. De Leon catches it cleanly, and she'll run forward. Gets it past the midfield line. As Mocio in heavy contest, as De Leon has an option inside. She does. Gets it off to Licardi. Licardi by herself, looking to get behind the net. Tosses it over to McGowan. McGowan now. Gets it over again to Licardi. Licardi, taking her time, gets it to Senior. Over to McGowan. McGowan cutting inside. Can't quite find an angle. Over to Nakarado. Nakarado still cutting inside. Wants a shot. Can't quite get it off. She'll check inside to McGowan. McGowan shoots. She scores! Catch her if you can. I don't think you will. Shannon McGowan calls 8-ball. It makes it 7-3. Wow. So a wonderful cut into the slot. She lets it rip and finds the nylon past Riki. Riki been sensational to the task that she's been given today, though the Knights just hardly edging forward. 12 minutes left as the Knights have a 4-goal advantage, looking to secure this playoff victory at home and find their way into a semifinal matchup with Farmingdale. So there's a timeout on the field. We'll take ourselves a little bit of a break here as the Knights still lead. And do not go anywhere as we'll have some more action in just a moment. So Vincent breaks their huddle early as the Knights continue to deliberate. The leading goal scorer for the Knights this year, Nakarado, taking a backseat to the goal-scoring apparatus as she has 3 assists on the day to Shannon McGowan's 4 goals. So a 4-piece from McGowan and crew finds its way to be the difference maker here in this matchup today. So McGowan single-handedly being the lead difference as both sides will resume their parts, and we will get back underway with the draw at center field. Midfield, I guess. The center line? I don't know. A lot of different names you could use for it. As we square off for yet another draw. Gurley and Lacardi on it as Senior looks to win the ground ball. Couldn't quite. As Amova wins it as she charges forward. So the rain has lightened up just a tiny bit, though it is still coming down steadily. Can only imagine what it's like being on the field, as I'm rather not having a great time in the booth here in the rain. So one could only think about what the heck it is like playing in this right now. The playoff games are playoff games, and you just got to get it done. So 11:20 left in the game here, as Vincent looks to get up off the mat, going down 4. They had a great defensive possession, or offensive possession to start the quarter period. My God, I'm all over the place. As Gurley comes off the side here, lets one fly near post and gets it in. Whoa, that came out of nowhere, so I was tripping up on all of my words. Isabel Gurley missed a clear-cut chance earlier, as this time she lets one fly and gets it straight past the extended stick head of Peyton Curley. So lead is cut down to 3, as Vincent's not dead yet. Playoffs always a different gear, as you got to play the full 60 to get yourself the W here. The Knights still clinging to this lead, not out of the woods just yet, as we'll square off for another draw. Wow, that was an unbelievable shot. Apologies for being distracted with my fumbling of words. That was a howitzer. So Gurley, the goal scorer, will resume with the face-off. She wins it to her half, though the Knights looking to win the ground ball here. Can't quite, as Gurley did win it, though she got poke-checked immediately. Some excessive contact as green card is shown. And Casey Senior, Antonio Lacardi will serve a minute in the sin bin. Malicio resumes play, gets it off to Malave. Malave gets smoked. The ball still remains in the possession of Vincent. Azamova now, charging forward, gets it off to Meberg. Meberg finds Gurley. Gurley charging in, makes a move, shoots again. And the ball got deflected straight back to her, so she holds on to it. Ball gets swatted out of the air. Hansen wins it, tries to get out of the zone, can't quite. There's some excessive contact on the play. That'll result in the Knights holding on to the ball. And Gurley will be called for illegal use of the stick, so she'll serve a minute in the sin bin as well. So 30 seconds, just under 30 seconds of not full strength, but even advantage, and then there will be 30 seconds of player up advantage for the Knights. So away we go, the Knights on offense here. McGowan now resuming. The 4-time goal scorer, Shannon McGowan, taking every opportunity of this playoff appearance, lighting up the scoreboard. Nakarado up top, gets it over to Hansen. Sandoval gets it behind to Senior. McCarty released from the sin bin and is full strength here for the Knights. They're up a player for 20 seconds and counting. The ball is picked off by Riki, and they will kill out the rest of this advantage, or disadvantage for them, advantage for the Knights, as another successful penalty kill comes out for the Dolphins. Riki lets fly as far as she can. Ball deflects off a couple sticks as Valente's there first. Gets it off to Eves as Eves tries to get out of traffic here. Gets it away to DePalma. DePalma lost it initially, gets it back. Looking to charge forward. Getting swarmed by 3 different bodies as she loses the ball. So damage control for the Knights as Hansen gets it away to Nakarado. Nakarado looks to make a move, fires it up top to Senior, and crisis is averted. So the Knights now able to take their time. Full 55 seconds and counting on the shot clock, 8:35 and counting on the game clock. So Licardi over to Hansen. Knights looking to eat up as much clock as they can as they're still up 3. Don't got to do a whole lot else. As the ball goes inside to Senior, gets deflected. Gurley now on the move. Gurley still charging forward. Looking for Meberg inside, couldn't quite find her. As the ball gets picked off by Valente and gets over to Senior now. So some end-to-end action here, as this game is going to be nothing but a track meet for these last 7 minutes. 8 minutes now. But below 8 minutes, I should say. There we go. I got it right now. A little bit all over the place. As the Knights look to slow down possession. So Knights looking to take it slow as they can, not giving it away, as the Dolphins want to speed this up. Obviously, because you need 3 goals. You can't really do that when you're eating away this much clock. The Knights now looking to move forward. Facet dumps it off. Valente by herself. As Facet charges forward. Wants a shot. Takes it, gets deflected. Nearly had herself a look. The ball gets deflected. It's going to stay with the Knights. Another 30 seconds of shot clock to eat up here. Nakarado makes a move, tries to cut inside, can't quite find anything. As a flag is shown, and a free possession will be given. As I presume this will just be taken back to eat up as much clock as possible. Nakarado one-on-one with Riki. Nakarado charges in, shoots and scores! Icing on the very large cake as the Knights go 8-4. To an advantage. 6:30 left in the game. As the Knights look to maintain this W to move their way into Wednesday to play Farmingdale. The biggest moment when they need it the most. Nakarado puts ice on tap. That made no sense, but puts it on ice. There we go. Puts it on ice to go up 4 as the Knights finally find their first free shot past Riki as she's made a myriad of saves today. Despite the scoreline, Riki has been sensational. She has kept us from being far more out of hand than it could have been. The Knights finally edging ahead here late in the game. So a wonderfully played day from McKenna Riki. Senior wins it off the bounce as she'll charge forward. Knights looking to eat up even more clock. The rain just continues to come down here. Shannon now with it, taking her time. Gets it off to De Leon. De Leon gets it pickpocketed. The ball gets pushed around, and McGowan still wins it anyways. And the Knights charge forward once again. Over to Nakarado. Nakarado now taking her time. 5:45 remaining. She makes a gnarly move. Looks to cut inside. Looks for someone inside. Almost found Senior up top. Off the top rope went Casey Senior. Couldn't quite corral it in. Shannon gets it back. Apologies. They're both wearing pants. Shannon gets it back. Gives it to Hansen. Hansen got pickpocketed inside, though some excessive contact is called, so she'll get a free look. So another trip to the edge of the box. she'll get another look with Riki. She takes a step back, and they'll continue to eat up all the shot clock. Look to get inside for Shannon. McGowan once again made a great cut. Couldn't quite corral it in off her stick. As Vincent loses it in transition. Nacarado charging forward, keeps going, gets it to McGowan. McGowan by herself, shoots off the bar. Nacarado gets it back anyways. 80 seconds left on the shot clock. So some exciting action here. McGowan almost had her 5th of the day. Holy moly. So that play getting reset behind the net. Nacarado charging around. Gets it over to Hansen. Hansen now. Some busy action inside the box. As both teams look to win the ground ball. The Knights do. And Senior charges forward. Gets one back inside to McGowan. McGowan shoots, she scores! Number 5 on the day. Wreaking absolute havoc here in Kaplan Field. Where were you for the Shannon McGowan game? Making every opportunity for her senior year. Decides that she's going to single-handedly win this one on her own. Again, her 5 goals being the difference maker today. As the Knights pull ahead by 5. So in relation to what WAR is for baseball, goals today in lacrosse, if you were to take away McGowan's performance, the Knights would still be knotted up at 4. Wow! Senior attacker making all the difference today as she finds another one off the top shelf and puts this game on thorough ice. So 4 minutes left in this game as the Knights are ahead 5, looking to secure a W and move ahead to the next round. Survive and advance, as they say, as we will get another draw at midfield. So 3:30 left on the game clock here. As Vincent will look to try and do anything, they are going to be attacking Buck Wild for this last 3 minutes, as the Knights will look to just maintain this lead and usher in a W to advance to the next round. As Curley snares it up. So unless my numbers are wrong, this squad has never made it past the first round of the Skyline Conference playoffs. They will be finding themselves into their first ever semifinal. Some pushing and shoving here on the back end. As Malave charges forward, gets it past the midfield line. Not quite. I spoke too early. There's 3 gray jerseys on top of Gurley as they win it back. They got swarmed there as the Knights looking to just take away possession and eat up as much clock as they can. Gurley there on the touchline. Steps out of bounds and goes the way of the Knights. So an action or some sort of words exchange there, as the sideline was not happy with whatever Gurley just did. Be ashamed to be a poor sport, so can't say a whole lot when my team's up 5 goals. So I'll refrain from saying anything else as Vincent grabs possession once again as we have just under 2 minutes left in this contest. If you're somehow just joining us, the Knights ahead 5 in the Skyline Conference playoff as player goes down on the far side. So Enzimova gets up on her own power, so that is just fine. And the Knights looking to secure this last minute and a half to move on to the semifinals to play Farmingdale down in Long Island. So Vincent still charging forward here, though. Nearly playing off the string, as it would take a miracle to score 5 in a minute. And the Knights looking to secure a phenomenal team victory. The defense has been stifling today, as Valente turns forces a turnover and gets it forward. De Leon tries to get through. Malicio's heavy contact. The ball's given back to the Knights with a minute left, and they can eat up all this clock. They don't have to do anything with it. So once they get it past this midway line, shot clock will be ahead of game clock. So for Mike Lau and company, this is their best conference record they have ever had. And this will be Mike Lau's first time making his way to the Skyline Conference semifinals. So to add insult to injury, the Knights, a player up for this last 40 seconds, as Malicio got tagged for excessive contact, as the Knights really don't have to do anything here. Shot clock, double the game clock. Just for good measure, Riki snares up another one, fires it upfield. As a 1v1 is had here, Eves ushers it in and wins the ground ball, gives it off to Curley. As the ball gets deflected again. Valente and De Palma fighting for the ground ball, they lost it. 10 seconds and counting for the Dolphins. Dolphins charging in, looking for another shot, can't quite get it. As the clock will expire, and the Knights win on a home rainy day here in Newburgh. The Knights get themselves a 9-4 victory, their first Skyline Conference playoff W in quite some time. They will advance to the semifinals to go play Farmingdale down in the depths of Long Island on Wednesday the 29th. So unfortunately, I don't think we'll get anyone to travel out to that game to commentate, though please tune in as the Knights survive in advance. It has been a pleasure to commentate today's Skyline Conference women's lacrosse action. This has been Bob Hauk giving you all of today's highlights and everything else in between. Thank you so much for making me part of your afternoon. And go Knights and God bless.